We got a Honda Civic here, 2003. We're gonna be replacing the fan switch and a thermostat. We're gonna replace both. Oh, can't drop things like that. We're gonna replace the fan switch. If the car overheats, you want to do both of these, fan switch and a thermostat. Customer couldn't find the seal. He told me to reuse the old one, so he got himself a thermostat here. It's a part number for this guy. Motor rate and a fan switch. Picked up all this stuff from AutoZone. Anyway, there's a part number right there. So that's what we're putting in this baby. So we had to take out the antifreeze. Our thermostat is in this right here. So we got 3 bolts on this, 2 bolts, and the fan switch is right there. We can't just take out the fan switch because all the antifreeze will come out. You have to drain it. What I like to do is I like to open the housing, let the antifreeze just fall down, and put a bucket down below. So that's what we're gonna do, one step at a time. Okay, to begin this job, what I want to do is to make things easy for me and for the camera. You don't need to do this, but I want to remove this ground here. Make sure you put it back if you are taking this off. I just want the camera to have a better view, but it's not necessary. You have to take this off, and this way we got a better view for the camera. So I'm going to remove a few extra things that you might not have to. But anyways, taking out this 10mm right here, that should give me a better chance of working better over here. We'll put this 10mm away, and what I want to do is switch up my socket. I got a bucket down below, so I'm going to try to capture all the antifreeze that I can. So what I want to do here is I'm going to remove this little guy, but make sure your car is nice and cold and there's no pressure in the system, because if there's pressure, you are gonna make a big mess here and you're gonna burn yourself. So I removed the radiator cap just to check that. So let's take off this 10mm. After we take out this 10mm, things should be nice and good. Okay, probably don't have a lot of antifreeze. And let's see what comes out of here. You want to take it easy. You don't want to put stress on the other side or the radiators, because radiator on these cars, if they're old, if your customer haven't changed it, that could be another reason. Okay, so this thing has no antifreeze. It has no antifreeze in here, but it's got to have it in the system. So what we're gonna do is now you're gonna this connector's out of the way. This is supposed to be connected somewhere, but anyways, let's disconnect this coolant temp sensor. I mean, not the coolant temp sensor, this fan switch, which we're gonna replace. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna take 10mm. There's a bolt over here on top of this thermostat housing, and we're gonna go turn counterclockwise. Just give it a few turns. There's 2 bolts. We don't want to go all the way. Let's go to this bottom one here. Okay, prior to that, we are probably gonna take off that clamp. It's bothering us. That's not the original. These are not the original clamps. So you're gonna have you're gonna need a tool, like a needle nose or a plier, because these are not the original clamps. Anyways, I'm gonna take off this clamp anyway, because we're gonna have to take out that pipe anyway. And once this guy is off, it should wiggle a bit. And got my bucket down below. I just want to make sure. And I am going to be paying attention. Make sure you pay attention to the bottom and make sure all the antifreeze is going in the bucket. And that looks super duper not bad. It's greenish. Okay, straight into the bucket. That's what's happening there. It's going straight into the bucket. Alright, so straight into the bucket. I'm going to try to drain as much as I can. Not all of it is going to come out through these pipes, because this little guy here is oxygen sensor connector, because the thermostat is holding the coolant itself. So once we remove that thermostat housing, it's going to have more coolant. So let's switch up our socket again. I don't know why I have a number 8 there. Anyways, time to take off this 10mm. And once we loosen this up, your thermostat housing should start to wiggle woggle. And let's see if we can do this by hand now. Nope, still stiff enough. So we need a tool. My hands are already like sticky, and this thing doesn't have much in it. So either it's leaking somewhere, and I did check around. I did recommend on a water pump. Water pump did have a slight amount of leak, and this 10 millimeter here. This 10 millimeter I just took off right here. This is it. We're gonna put this to the side. Let's get to this guy now. The second bolt here. You do have a temperature sensor here, which is for the gauge inside. So that's what reads how hot is the engine block. So if the engine block gets hot, it's most likely you're overheating and cooling inside. And all the this is guy. There you go. Our thermostat housing is off. Our thermostat is behind. This bolt is kind of jammed in here. We're gonna clean up the surface here. Let's put this baby to the side, and slowly I'm gonna get a needle nose to do this. So bear with me. I'll be right back. Okay, if you pay attention to the thermostat, there's a small little valve just facing up on the top here. I'm going to show you that on the new thermostat. So you better make sure you pay attention to this little valve right here. So it's up on the top, okay? Up on the top. So the top is where it would be, and it will release. That's how it bleeds itself. Anyways, probably a hell of a coolant in there, but we're going to slowly wriggle this guy. Oh, there you go. Hopefully everything is going in my bucket. Yep. 99% is going to my bucket. And there you go. I just made a mess. And that's it. It did not have a lot of antifreeze in there. Anyways, supposed to get a new seal, but the customer said he couldn't find it. I just don't understand why he couldn't find it. But anyways, we're gonna replace this guy. Told me to reuse the old seal. What can we do? And he's a good dude, so there's no issues there with him. It's just that I don't know why the store would not sell it to him. He went there twice. And let's clean up the housing. Take a blade or so, just clean up really well. And I'm gonna go get a scraper. So if you get a scraper or blade, just try to get this thing as much as you can. You're not gonna see me do it all on the camera, so I'll try my best here. So with the scraper, I'm just cleaning where the housing is gonna sit, and especially the board inside. And it looks pretty clean, but there you go. I gave it a little bit of touch. I'm gonna check again, but you're gonna do the same thing on this little guy, okay? Same thing here. Scrape it off, buff it, file it, whatever you want to do. And this works great from this little blade. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up really well. Okay, there you go. And there's no sealer, nothing like that you need to put in. So this looks pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the reverse procedure. And what we're gonna do here is, let's leave this alone. Let's put this to the side. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna take the new thermostat. We're gonna take the old thermostat housing seal. You see where the seal sits? It's like an oval right there. So, same thing. We're gonna get the seal off, which I hate doing. And thermostat has to go in. This has to be facing inward. So you see the oval right there? So that oval has to come right where this little guy is, the valve, the little valve on this guy. So let's go from the back end. It'd be better and easier. And it's like a sandwich. Just stick this baby in. Make sure you get it nice and good. Overheating issues are something that you need to get to know the car, because sometimes it will overheat on the highway, not at the red light. It will overheat with the AC on. It would overheat at idle. It would overheat at the stop signs or the red lights. Keep repeating my stuff. Anyways, there it is. That's how it's supposed to look like. The valve is up on the top. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna insert this thermostat just like that inside the housing. Okay, just like that. Don't worry about it. You're not gonna do nothing wrong. So just make sure the bleeder valve is on the highest point up on the top. And there's something wrong about this little guy. I don't know if it's too long. Okay, it's about the same length. It wasn't fitting in there. Where's my valve? Valve is here. There you go. That's more like it. It's really good in there. It's not gonna stay there by itself. So it should be nice and easy. I'm not even putting any force on it, so you shouldn't have to like work really hard with it. Like you shouldn't have to push this guy in there to stay in there. So what I want to do is, that pipe is going to disturb me. So what I want to do with the pipe is I'm going to take this back out. I'm going to push this pipe to some angle where it's not going to bother me. And it's going to bother me wherever I push it. Okay, that's a good little spot. Anyways, again, tip number 2 with a thermostat. And it should sit nice and easy, just like that. Like I'm not even holding it anymore. Anyways, we are going to be replacing that switch, no worries, but we need to have this little guy. I don't want to put an impact gun outside because it's not going to come out that easy. I should have loosened it up beforehand. But anyways, I'm going to catch a couple of threads on this guy. And once I catch a couple of threads, they should stay behind. And after that, I do want to put the second bolt in. And once I get the second bolt in, I should be able to get these guys to go in with my ratchet here. You don't want to cross thread anything, so make sure you do it properly and easily. Take your time, and it is gonna get a little sticky, and it is gonna be a little oily, so it's gonna be slippery. That's fine. Anyways, that's the furthest this guy's gonna go. Time for us to do this with the ratchet. Okay, so it's gonna take a moment for me to get these guys. So you want to tighten these nice and tight. You don't want to go crazy either. Okay, make sure you have a torque wrench if you don't know what you're doing, and if you don't have that mechanic feel. So all you need to do is snug them, and don't just tighten one all the way, because it will leak. So make sure they sit flush, both of them, and then give it a touch here a little bit and touch a little bit there, top and bottom bolt. So that's what we're gonna do here. So this guy goes in, and then I'm gonna tighten this little guy nice and tight, nothing crazy. You don't want to snap the bolt. And same thing here. And that's done. So what we want to do next is, before we even put the pipes in, let's get the switch out. Okay guys, so got a 24mm socket here. Fan switch, gotta go. And counterclockwise again. There you go. If you can loosen this first, then you should be able to just like that, and then take out the thermostat. You can do everything outside. And there's no need, no cleaning, no nothing is required here. Usually stays clean inside. So if you're not doing the coolant, you could really quickly take this off and put it right back on. And so there's our old switch. What we're gonna do is, the new switch has a seal which needs to sit back, so just make sure you push it back. It will push itself back on, but if you put a little bit of lube on it, this coolant is like a lube, so it's gonna push itself back. So we're gonna take this little guy. Make sure you catch the threads before you even put your tool on. And once you catch the threads, and this baby's in, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take out a wrench. by hand, nothing crazy. Just press simply by hand. When you feel it's nice and tight, you can look at it and keep it doing it. And there it is, nice and snug. Bada bing, bada boom. After that, you do need to put your pipes back in. Make sure there's no rust and corrosion here, otherwise it will leak. So let's take this little guy and put this little guy on. Do not forget the fan switch connector. It doesn't matter if the angle has changed, does not matter. Just gotta get it on and make sure it clicks on just like that. And after that, tighten up both clamps and make sure you observe. First, make sure you put antifreeze in there. Make sure you fill it up really good. And after that, make sure you observe both fans come on. And make sure you drive the car around. Make sure your antifreeze is full, because if it's not full, you will have a leak and overheat and overflow, all kinds of stuff. If it's not full, so it's not going to function properly. Anyways, after that, put your antifreeze in, and you need to retest everything. If the temperature goes up, you need to go one step further. Maybe the radiator, maybe your my clamp fails. I'm gonna have to get that, and we will put that. Anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching. That's how we're gonna replace the thermostat and everything. So put this pipe in, put the clamp on once this is in, and you're all done. Bada bing, bada boom. And make sure you put the antifreeze.